This morning, a silent explosion went off inside a high-security laboratory in Seattle, but there was no smoke, no fire, and no alarm. Instead, there was a simple notification sent to the desk of a senior executive at Amazon. In exactly 21 days, a new AI system called BioDiscovery had achieved what a team of 30 world-class molecular biologists had failed to do for a decade. It had mapped a complex protein structure that could unlock cures for diseases we once thought were permanent. The PhD, as we know it, just died. And most people are still asleep, unaware that the most valuable tech skill in 2026 is no longer what you know. It's how you delegate to the machine that knows everything. For the last century, the formula for success was simple: specialize. You spent 10 years in university, another 5 in a lab, and $200,000 in tuition to become the world's leading expert on one specific molecule. You were the intellectual elite. You were unreplaceable. But Amazon didn't just build a better search engine or a faster delivery van. They built an agentic system that doesn't just answer questions, it executes scientific method at the speed of light. Every PhD, every high-level researcher, and every specialist is now staring into a future where their 10 years of study can be replicated by a $14.99 a month subscription. But here's the part nobody talks about. This isn't just about losing jobs, it's about the complete collapse of the value of human expertise. To understand how we got here, we have to look at the agentic revolution. Until now, AI was like a very smart intern. You asked it a question, and it gave you a text response. But Amazon's BioDiscovery is different. It is an autonomous agent. You give it a goal, find a stable compound for this specific lung condition, and it goes to work. It designs the experiment, simulates the results, fails, learns, and tries again 10 million times in a single afternoon. It doesn't need a coffee break. It doesn't need a grant. And it doesn't have an ego. It is the ultimate intellectual industrial revolution. But this is where it gets worse for the experts. Amazon has something that no university in the world has: the data. By combining their massive cloud infrastructure with the world's most advanced biological datasets, they have created a God mode for science. While a human scientist spends months reading peer-reviewed papers just to stay current, this system has already read every paper ever written in every language, and it's already found the patterns we missed. Now this changes everything, because if the hardest jobs in the world, the ones requiring the most education, can be automated, what happens to everyone else? Think about the stakes here. We are witnessing the devaluation of the brain. For decades, the tech industry told us to learn to code. Then the AI started coding, so they told us to get a PhD and enter deep tech. Now the AI is doing the deep tech. The escalation is happening faster than our social systems can handle. In high-end labs across the globe, there is a growing sense of panic. Because when a machine can do in 3 weeks what you spent half your life preparing for, your career isn't just in danger, it's obsolete. But wait, there is a twist in this story that most people are missing, and it's the reason why some people will become incredibly wealthy while everyone else is left behind. You see, the BioDiscovery system has a fatal flaw, but it's not what you think. It's not that the AI makes mistakes. It's that it's too efficient. It generates so many breakthroughs so fast that we literally don't have enough humans to implement them. This is the part nobody talks about. The bottleneck is no longer knowing the solution. The bottleneck is deciding which solution to chase. We are entering the era of the curse of knowledge. Scientists who have spent 30 years in a field are finding it impossible to let go of their old methods. They are literally too smart to use the new tools effectively. They try to correct the AI, only to realize months later that the AI was right all along. This is the part that should scare you. The most valuable person in 2026 isn't the scientist with the degree. It's the person who knows how to talk to the machine. This shift represents a fundamental change in human economics. We are moving from the age of the specialist to the age of the architect. If you are a specialist, you are a component, and components are easily replaced by cheaper, faster versions. But an architect understands the whole system. They don't need to know how to sequence DNA. They just need to know why they are sequencing it and what to do with the result. Amazon's automation of the PhD isn't just a tech update, it's a message. It's telling us that the ivory tower has been bypassed. The gatekeepers who controlled knowledge for centuries have lost the keys. But here is the deeper insight. When knowledge becomes free and instant, its value drops to zero. What becomes valuable instead is judgment. Think about it. When everyone has access to a biodiscovery level AI, the person who wins isn't the one with the best AI, it's the person with the best vision. But most people aren't being trained for vision, they are being trained for tasks. We are still sending kids to school to learn skills that Amazon just automated for the price of a movie ticket. We are preparing for a world that no longer exists. The prestige of the doctor title is evaporating in real time, replaced by the raw power of agentic orchestration. This is the new hierarchy, those who can manage agents and those who are managed by them. As we look toward the end of this decade, the landscape of labor is unrecognizable. The labs are quiet, the libraries are digital graveyards, and the most complex problems of humanity are being solved by silicon and electricity. We once thought the hardest jobs were the safest. We thought that if you were smart enough, you were protected. We were wrong. Amazon didn't just automate the factory floor, they automated the executive suite and the research lab. They proved that in the race between human biology and machine iteration, there was never really a contest. So, the next time you hear about a student starting a 10-year path to a PhD, remember, by the time they finish, the machine will have already done their life's work 1,000 times over. The PhD isn't just dead, it's been archived. The future doesn't belong to the people who know the answers. It belongs to the people who know which questions are still worth asking. The war for intelligence is over. The machines won. Now, the only question left is, what are you going to do with the time they just gave back to you?